Howdy y'all, welcome to Nerd Studio. We're out here today with the latest gun. This is the HK VP9. So before I get into this, I want to talk a little bit about sort of point of view and the channel. So I've gotten a couple of comments recently complaining that I don't know enough about my guns before I do my reviews. Well, I have done maybe 2 gun reviews out of, I don't know, I'm up to 100 and some videos now. These, and including this video, is not a gun review. I'm a nerd. I'm a software engineer. And we have a process in my business called adoption. And I'm sure everyone's familiar with the term. And most of what I do are adoption videos. I buy these guns because I'm interested in them and I want to make them part of my collection, or in particular, I'm interested in them as a carry weapon. And so what I do is I buy the gun and I begin filming immediately. And it's about me adopting the gun. I'm not a firearms expert. If you're looking for a review from a firearms expert, look elsewhere. There's plenty of guys out there that do it if you're looking for a can review. If you want to see what it would be like if you, a common everyday gun owner, were to buy the HK VP9, the process that you would go through in adopting that gun for you, you may have a similar experience to what I have, and that's why I'm making the videos. That's my point of view. So, if you're looking for me to, quote-unquote, do gun reviews, I don't have the expertise. All I can tell you is what it's like for me to buy the gun and me to go through the steps of learning to use it. So I hope that clears things up for you if you were curious or wonder why the videos have the content they do. And that's the reason. So let's talk about the HK VP9. Why did I buy this gun? Well, I have a Walther PPQ M2, and I bought that gun because of I wanted something full size that had that great out of the box trigger that the PPQ is known for. So I bought that gun and began practicing with it. And what I realized was that for me, at my experience level, that trigger was just too light. It's great for a day at the range. You can shoot, wonderfully accurate shots with it. The trigger pull is incredibly light. But it just, for me to feel comfortable with something I'm carrying around on my hip, I never could adjust to it. So I've done some reading, watched some other videos. I know that the HK VP9 is a similar gun. It has similar specifications. And it was known, right, and it's a fairly new weapon, but it was known right out of the box for a really great trigger. So I looked at some other people's comparison videos and read up on the gun a little and went, wow, I'm gonna trade for that and give that a shot. So I went down to talk to Rick at Rock City Guns, and here we go. So just a couple of things about the gun, sort of taking it out of the box, shooting it the first time. I've got about 200 rounds through it. I didn't film that first run because it was sort of wet out, but the day I got it, I was a little too excited not to go shoot it, so I did. The first thing to notice is that this thing, it felt like it was packed in cosmoline, like buying an old, an old Russian rifle or, some blue barrel antique. It took a lot of effort to get the cosmoline out of there and get it lubed up and ready to go. So if you're buying a VP9, be prepared to clean that thing quite a bit. I don't really know much about the oil that they're using in there. It felt like Vaseline or cosmoline. I can say this, it was invasive. It was in every spring and in everything. And so I cleaned it as best I could, shot it the first time around, and then I took the gun and ran it through my ultrasonic cleaner to get that stuff out of there. I'm sure, probably going to be told it doesn't harm the weapon, blah, 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 blah. What it does do, if you leave Vaseline laying around, it'll collect dust and dirt. So that stuff's just going to collect, you know, filings and grime and everything you can imagine. So getting that thing clean to me seemed important, and so I did. The other thing I noticed right out of the box is the difference in the magazine release. I've never had a gun like this. The magazine release is ambidextrous, but it's this paddle magazine release. To me, the downside to that is if I have a compact gun that has a push button release, which happens to be the case, I will have to train differently if I carry two different guns. I guess lather, rinse, repeat, and we'll see how that goes. So we're going to put a bunch of rounds through it and see if I can get used to the paddle. So far, so good. One of the other features of this gun that I've really kind of thought was neat was the little wings here. I don't know that that makes a huge difference yet. It does provide you a good gripping surface, so you know, whether that's actually practical when you're employing the gun, I don't know. That's basically it. Let's shoot a few rounds, and then we'll go over some of the specs. So I am getting adjusted to the grip. Now, of course, if you've done any reading on this gun has both replaceable back straps and side panels. I haven't decided what I'm going to do there yet, whether I'm actually going to trade that out. This does feel a little chunky in my hand, but before I start really moving those parts around, I want to see. Sometimes, you know, the gun feels less ergonomic, but after you shoot it, I mean, the Glock for me was a big surprise. After I started shooting the Glock, I realized, well, it felt like a soap bar in my hand, but I shoot it well. So I'm going to get several hundred rounds down range before I start changing out those panels. I might do a tabletop and show you what's in the box, that kind of stuff too. We'll see. Shoot it some more. I'm at about 45 feet here, and as you can see, you know, for the little experience I have with this gun, I'm hitting the target really well. I'm really pleased. The trigger feels, it feels really good. It's crisp. There's not a lot of travel. Let's go ahead and check the pull and see what it says. And let's get 5.5 pounds. Six pounds. Five and a quarter. Well, what do you know? The operator's manual says 5.4 pounds. It looks like that's dead on. It 5.4 pounds. It doesn't feel that heavy. It is very crisp. The travel, that's the take up right there. The brake, that's the reset. Feels awfully good. Okay, we're at about 21 feet here. A little more of your typical standoff distance. I'm going to shoot at the headshot and the two small targets left and right, and sort of separate that out. I traded away my FNS 9 in exchange for this gun, and you know, that was part of the trade. That gun just never, you know, it's a great gun. The trigger just never agreed with me, and it always felt gritty, and I never shot it as well as I did like the Walther. So this, to me, feels like a great upgrade. It's a little more expensive, but not by much, about another $100. One of the downsides, this gun only comes with 2 magazines, so there's that to consider. Let's see, other features of the gun. It does have, you know, these glow-in-the-dark night sights. They do glow in the dark. I did test that. But they are also quite excellent sights. Sight alignment feels very natural with them. The yellow really stands out nicely. I don't feel like I need to adjust anything. I think you can see where I'm hitting on the target. Out of the box, just what you need. All right, put a few more through it and finish up. All right, let's take a few rounds a little faster, see how it feels at a little greater clip. Well, the gun feels pretty controllable at speed. One thing I did notice is it's real easy for my thumb. Let's see if I can get you behind my shoulder here. How's that? As I'm holding the gun to ride up on the slide release, I'm gonna have to work on that. So the barrel is 4.09 inches, and about 26 ounces in weight unloaded with the magazine. It does have a loaded chamber indicator. Well, actually loaded chamber. That's a cocking indicator that indicates it is cocked. I've said that before, loaded chamber, it's not. It's a cocking indicator. You know, I've got, really before I'll start carrying it, I want to get 500-600 rounds through it, really get comfortable with it. From a concealment perspective, I don't have the holster yet. That I've ordered a holster for it. I have just a generic. I think it's the same holster I use for my FNS9, so it's enough to carry it out here, but it's a little loose in that, so I've ordered a holster that's specifically designed for it inside the waistband holster. And then we'll do some determination whether it's really concealable, at least in summer clothes. It's going to be fine in winter clothes. I've got other guns this size. You know, this gun lines up with the Walther PPQ in size and feel about the same, and the PPQ on a really light day with a t-shirt and a pair of shorts would print a little bit, so I'm assuming this gun will do the same. But I'll talk about that more in my next video. Hopefully I have a little more experience with magazine changes, give some impressions on sort of how I'm doing with that paddle. One of the things that I picked up was a Glock 19, and I was so impressed with the Glock 17 that I'm looking at the 19 for my mid-size gun. So look for a video of that coming up here soon, and probably 3 or 4 more on the HK VP9. You know, hopefully by the end, what you end up with is a review, because you've gotten me going all the way through it. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Always remember, anyone can shoot. Anyone can shoot an HK VP9. Yeah, that's it. All right, we'll see you next time.